typical TV watcher. He was like, no, they can't afford another lockdown, man. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah, 3 months later, I was out. What's up everybody, you're watching Hustle for Life, and with it comes the next episode of so-called The Lockdown Expert. And today we're gonna talk about 4 countries because they all seem to have a very similar approach and they all been part of Austria-Hungary. So let's get right into it. First off, we will have Hungary. That was the first country I entered the bloc, the whole EU bloc, let's say, and I had to spend 2 weeks there to delete my travel pass and travel further without any restrictions. So I checked into hostel on Donau River in Budapest, which is a beautiful city, and at the time there was not many tourists. They were really open just for people coming through the land border, I think, and it was good times. Masks wearing was not too strict at that time. Some music on the bank of the river every night, and it seemed like like that the world is moving on and we're done with this shit. But yeah, it couldn't be further from the truth, right? So I found one shitty job in Austria from Budapest. So I jumped on the bus 2 weeks later, went to Vienna, did my job interview, and the same day I went to Czech Republic, which is the country of my origin, and I needed to do some paperwork there, which wasn't comfortable at all, because I do think that if you spend time in the country of your origin during all of this experiment, they do have bigger potential to do some harm to you. Like, you know, as a citizen, you have some, how to say it? Well, basically you have some duties and benefits, right? But these days, the duties outweigh the benefits, in my opinion. So I spent just a necessary week there, do the paperwork, and basically start working in Vienna, where I must say the summer of 2020 was pretty cool, because there were techno parties at the island on the river again. It was, for 3 months it was okay. You just had to wear a mask in public transportation and shops. Yeah, and they do follow the rules there, and even some random guy that you never saw in the store will almost attack you for wearing your mask not properly. So yeah, with the upcoming winter last year, it was becoming more and more obvious to me that their population is totally brainwashed and it's not gonna be easy to exist there. At that time, Slovakia started testing workers on regular basis. Like every few days you needed to get tested to go to work. You know, I was having discussions with my boss in our sport shop, like, hey man, like, I'm starting to work here without the need of wearing the mask. Once that comes, I'm out. And he couldn't believe it, you know, typical TV watcher. He was like, no, they can't afford another lockdown, man. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah, 3 months later, I was out. So, what is it that connects these countries? Well, first of all, they're members of EU and they follow what Brussels says, kinda, each on their own terms, but overall, you know, Austria, Germany, Czech and Slovakia, they were probably the only countries where they made this standardized respirators, or what it is. compulsory. Like, you can't just go and wear the mask that you wanna wear. They even tell you which one you need to wear. And obviously there was a big lobby. Politicians bought the special masks or opened factories that were producing them and made good money. We all know that masks are not effective. So these countries were the last good time in those countries was last summer. Since then, since last winter, it goes downhill. Yeah. And I think we can say this about the whole EU. It's basically an empire, dying empire, I hope, where there is no hope anymore. Just have to wait for the collapse, and I think it's much better to stay outside the EU in the next collapse for few years to come. So that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.